Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play the game of pool. Game of pool originated from a lawn game similar to cricket back in the 15th century in Northern Europe. It can be played as a 1v1 game or a 2v2 game. In the game of pool, you have 7 strike balls and you have 7 solid balls. And then you also have this black 8 ball, which I'll explain in a minute. Then you have the white cue ball down there, that I'll also explain in a minute. And also you have the pool stick that you use to hit all the balls into the pockets. And these are the pockets here. There's 6 pockets on the table. So what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to rack the balls into the triangle right here, like this. And you want to make sure that the 8 ball here is in the middle, like this. And then you want to put triangle, you want to put the top of the ball behind this imaginary line right here from the second dot across. And then you want to make sure that you center the triangle. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just center it like that. Carefully take the triangle off so you don't mess anything up. And then you want to come over here to the cue ball. And you're going to put this cue ball behind the imaginary line here from the second dot across. You can put it wherever you want as long as it's behind that imaginary line. Then what we're going to do here is called a break. And a break is what determines if you're the solid team or if you're the strike team. So I'm going to demo that right here. So the goal of the break is to either hit one of the strike balls in the pocket or one of the solid balls in the pocket. And since I didn't do that, it's now my opponent's turn. And what he would do is he would line up to the cue ball and he would try to hit any of the balls in. Since I didn't hit any of them, he has every ball as a choice besides the 8 ball, because you want to hit the 8 ball last after you've already hit all of your team's balls. If you hit the 8 ball in before you hit all of your team's balls in, then you lose. So I'm going to demo what my opponent would do now if he wanted to hit the 1 solid ball into that pocket. So what he would do is he would line himself center on the cue ball. You always want to line the stick to the center of the cue ball. But you want to position yourself as to where the cue ball would hit on the right side of this ball right here, so that it goes a little bit left into that pocket. So I'm going to demo what he would do. So my opponent made the shot, so now he would go again. And now he's going to aim for the solid balls, and he's going to aim for number 7 in the back right. So he's going to go, and he made it in. But imagine if the cue ball went in with it. So that's what's called a scratch. When the cue ball goes into the pocket, you don't want that to happen. So what would happen is this ball that he made would stay in, but he would lose his turn, and me, as his opponent, would get my turn. And what I have to do now is I can put the cue ball behind the second line dot across, whatever I want, and now I get to go. The way you win the game is by getting all of your team's balls into the pocket and then hitting the 8 ball into any pocket before your opponent does so. Did you know that at the age of 35.6, pool champions have the highest average age of any sport? In order to be a great pool player, you have to have great aim, and you have to be able to hit the balls into the pockets very consistently. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you want your non-dominant hand and arm to be in front here, and you want your dominant hand and arm to be in the rear of the pool stick. You just want to grip it like this. You don't want to be on the very edge. You want to be a little bit higher up. It usually has a marking like this to show you where to put your hand. And what you want to do for your top end here is you want to make an OK sign like this. And you want to put the pool stick through that circle and make a fist with your other 3 fingers. And then you lay the heel of your hand against the wood. And you want to just keep it as flat as possible. And then you would just, your back hand and arm, you just move your elbow down, not the top of your arm, and you just get a smooth stroke like this. Did you know professional pool player Paul Gurney, nicknamed the Ambassador, speaks 6 languages? Now with all of the education I've given you on the game of pool, and that have demonstrated proper shooting techniques, you could be the next Paul Gurney.